I love the idea of just making sure that you're comfortable making noise and moaning. You can increase the intensity of your moans. You can practice when you're masturbating, making noise. You're listening to Sex with Emily. I'm Dr. Emily, and I'm here to help you prioritize your pleasure and liberate the conversation around sex. All right, I've heard from a lot of you that you're struggling with dirty talk. In the bedroom, maybe you're struggling with sexting. So I decided to invite a friend along. I'm joined by porn star, author, exotic dancer, dirty talk expert, Joanna Angel, to break down what to say, how to start if you've never tried it, and how to kind of crank up your dirty talk. Things that are interesting is just learning how to make noise during sex, because not only is that hot for your partner, but it also increases your pleasure. I want to add a disclaimer that there is some language in this episode that just definitely isn't safe for work. So after I listened to the episode, I decided to add in a little bit more softer dirty talk. If we're just getting started or you don't want to go from 0 to filthy, I totally get it. Please rate and review Sex with Emily wherever you listen to the show. Subscribe wherever you're listening. That really helps us. It just helps get the show out to more people and help everyone, people just like you. And you can find me at all social media, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, Threads, X. It's all at Sex with Emily. Be sure to check out my new articles, How Anxiety Affects Your Sex Life and What to Do About It, and How to Sex Detox on our website, sexwithemily.com. All right, everyone, enjoy this episode. Okay, I've got something you're going to want to hear about, V-Health Serum. So if you've ever thought, is there a product that actually cares for my vagina the way I care for my face? Well, this is it. V-Health is like a super serum for your vulva and vagina. Packed with Nobel Prize-winning technology, it moisturizes, it soothes, it even regenerates your vaginal tissue while you sleep. Dryness? Gone. Irritation? It's handled. And here's the kicker. When you use it externally, it enhances sensitivity. So translation? More pleasure. And this isn't just for women dealing with menopause or postpartum. It's for every phase of life. And the best part, it's hormone-free, non-invasive, and works naturally with your body. All you do is apply a little on your labia before bed. So here's your sign to prioritize your vaginal health this new year. Head over to getvhealth.com. Use code Emily25 to get 25% off at checkout. That's getvhealth.com. And use code Emily25. Getvhealth.com, code Emily25. Here's a shocking truth about New Year's resolutions. Whether you want to lose weight, improve your energy, or beat that embarrassing post-meal bloat, nothing works if your gut isn't healthy first. That's why I'm starting 2025 with Just Thrive Probiotic. And to be honest, that's how I started 2024. One of the things that I really adopted last year was taking a daily probiotic from Just Thrive. See, most probiotics die in your harsh stomach acid before they can do much good. And Just Thrive Probiotic is the only probiotic clinically proven to arrive in your gut 100% alive. For you, that means better digestion, healthy immunity, great energy, and easy weight management. It comes in capsule or berry-flavored gummy. So there's an option for everyone in the family. Plus, it's backed by an industry-leading 100% money-back guarantee. Love the way you feel or get a full product refund. They don't ask you any questions. So if you're ready to transform your health in 2025, visit justthrivehealth.com and use code SEXWITHEMILY for 20% off your first 90-day bottle. That's like getting a month for free. That's justthrivehealth.com, promo code SEXWITHEMILY. Here's to your best health with Just Thrive. Joanna, first off, congratulations on your book.
Thank you.
Club 42. It is a thrill. It's a choose your own adventure erotica, which is brilliant. So what was your inspiration for this one?
Most people know me for my work in the adult film industry. So I don't really talk about my time as an exotic dancer really ever. So this was like a fun thing to write about, you know, and the fascinating thing about the exotic dancer world is like, or stripping, whatever you want to call it. It's like, you know, when you're on a porn set, everyone on the porn set is in the porn industry. So you're kind of just, you're in this closed circle and there's like unique things that happen and everybody comes from their own walks of life, but it's different. It's like, you know, once you're in the day-to-day motions of porn, like it starts to become, you know, like a very regular job. But strip clubs are a unique world because you have half the room is in the sex industry and half the room isn't, and they're all meshing together, and especially like even just the staff of a strip club is always like fascinating, because you'll have like a manager of a strip club who before that maybe managed like an Applebee's or something, like,
I love all the characters. But tell
yeah.
me, what did you learn about yourself doing that? I mean, I think that's so adventurous to just do that. You must have learned that was like this first step on your journey.
It was. I wouldn't be who I was if I never became a stripper. I think it really helped me embrace my femininity. It helped me embrace my sexuality. It helped me like be more confident. It really helped, oddly, my like people skills, because it's your job as a stripper to just sit down and talk to every single person in the club and figure out how to get money out of them. I learned so much about myself. It's almost like I became like this sexual superhero on stage, and I like, you can't go on stage at a strip club and not be confident, like it doesn't matter how you actually feel about yourself or how you view yourself. Like you have to be sexy on that stage. You have no choice. And I think being sexy and being confident and that side of me was never very like developed. And I really like found it at a strip club. And the first time I just like got on stage and I really felt like everyone in the room was like in love with me, like that feeling. And it was like when I walked on that stage, nobody cared. Like I said, I was not the most beautiful girl at the club. So you could tell I walked on stage and people were like, they didn't, they weren't like blown away, but I captured them with my dancing and with my connection with each person and with, I don't know. So I just kind of learned how to find the sexual demon in me.
Yeah.
It was a very transformative time in my life, and then it transferred into porn where I was like, I don't know.
You could do anything.
It did. I don't know. I think the strip club gave me this feeling of like I could conquer anything, like being able to go in there and conquer that room.
That is such an intimidating thing. I mean, a lot of my listeners are having a hard time just having that confidence in the bedroom with one person.
Right.
And that takes a very special skill to be able to get out there and just get naked and be confident when you don't have any other experience ever doing it before. So what could we teach people like from that experience? Like how could we take that Joanna spirit and bring that into a situation that might be
no, because confidence is really everything. I feel like once as a woman or a man for that matter, once you lose your confidence, you lose everything, and it's hard to be confident in this world. It's very hard. This is a hard world to be in,
It's really hard.
Battles that you face every day. You have to come into the bedroom with that umph, I don't know if you can find that umph in the bedroom. You've got to come into it.
Yeah, so like outside the bedroom, get to know your body, get to know, masturbation, look in the mirror, like look at yourself, right? We're always looking for ways to expand our sexual repertoire, to get more adventurous. And I just think it grabs you from the top. Like you are in. You want to know where you go on this adventure in the strip clubs, through the people you're sleeping with, through the others, the staff. It's really fun, Joanna. So Club 42, you guys get it. And I think it's good for Valentine's Day now. People can get it, read it with your partner.
You can order it on Amazon or anywhere that books are found.
But this is exactly what I was thinking. I was like, this is the erotica, because some people, they're not into watching porn.
There's a lot of girl sex, a lot of boy sex. And there's actually a chapter, I don't know if you got there yet, with where she has a relationship with a trans woman. There's a whole section of the book where she tries to become a dominatrix. So she experiences that. So there's just a lot. There's like every kind of sex in this book.
That's what I was gonna say. It's like it serves you up. It's like a tasting platter at a restaurant with like, would you like to try a little bit of everything?
Yeah.
But you are totally drawn in and turned on, and it's an adventure.
Yeah.
Okay, but Joanna, so congratulations on your book, Club 42. I also want to get into a little bit about dirty talk, because we've been getting so many emails and questions, as we always have, about dirty talk. But I think people are sexting more. People are digitizing their sex lives right now. And so they're like,
it's a very important skill.
It is. So where do you start? Like, my partner asked me to talk dirty. What do I do? Like, where do I start?
Okay. You have to dive in, get into the sex. It was actually hard for me, a porn star, to do that. So every woman out there, like, just understand that this is something that like requires like this is not even about being good in bed. This is like a different part of your brain.
Right.
And your sexuality that you're using. But you got to just think of like something really filthy and like get aroused by it and just write it down. Like that's just what you have to.
So practice, maybe. I always say practice in the shower, listen to erotica, read erotica, watch porn, and write down things that kind of speak to you, that turn you on, and then just practice it. So, but Joanna, like, let's just back up before the filthy, because sometimes, because I think it can be filthy, but you're like, what does that mean? I'm a nice girl, or I don't want to be filthy, but it can also just be starting off with like, what words are you comfortable with? Maybe like, I don't want to be called a whore, but I want to be called this or that. Or do you think just start with finding what excites you, even if it is slow, sensual sex?
Find something and go with it.
Right.
Like write down what you want done to you, like write out like, okay, if so-and-so was here right now, what would you want them to do to you?
Right.
Write it down and like be graphic and be descriptive. Like exactly what do you want them to do, or what do you want to do to them? I mean, I sext my fans all day on my OnlyFans.
You
now.
do? On your OnlyFans? Okay, tell me about sex. Okay, should we just talk about sexting then? How do you, I know it becomes a muscle because I'm actually out of practice right now, but I used to be a big sexter and I was always like I could be doing anything and it would just come out. And then I'm like, oh shit, just so everyone knows, it is a muscle. And if you don't use it over time, I'm like, I need a refresher as well. You want to be really descriptive. You want to describe things in detail, like what you're wearing. I always start with like what I love about them, what I like. And then I'll be like, I'm wearing right now like this sexy thing. I'm picturing you going down on me. I'm picturing you like ripping it off with your teeth.
No, you have to get more descriptive than that. Like I'm picturing you going down on me. You have to be like, I want you to spread my pussy lips open and take your tongue and go up and down my clit, and then I want you to taste my moisture inside of me because my pussy juices are so sweet right now. And like, I mean, you can't just say that.
You can't say go down on me.
You need to describe what your pussy juices taste like that day and like what you want them to do with it. And like, I don't know, you need to like really like, if you're going to go for it, there's like no reason to dirty talk if it's going to be lame.
Do not be a lame dirty talker.
Be a lame dirty talker because you don't have to dirty talk. It's not like a law. But if you're going to do it, then just talk about something else. Talk about your favorite Netflix show and have a really intense conversation about a TV show or movie.
But don't be like, okay, so what would you say to a guy then about him? Let's talk about you describing sucking their cock.
I mean, like I said, everybody's dynamic is different, Be like, I want to suck your cock. I want to put it all the way down my throat. I want you to come over. I want to suck your cock. I want to lick your balls. I want to stick my tongue in your asshole. I want to drink your cum. I want to be your little cum slut. I want to be on my knees while you throw my head against the wall and you just fuck my face. I want to taste your pre-cum. I want to, like, what do you want to do? Like, just say it. Or like, do you want to just get, or you like want to give a more sensual blowjob? I want to take my hands and stroke them up and down your cock. It's also a good thing that I should actually look into more. Like look up, what is it called? Gooning, where you're like, or edging.
Oh yeah, edging.
Oh, I want to like tease, so then
I'm not going to let you come. I'm going to tease you.
I want to stroke your cock. Like I'm touching my pussy right now. Like, make it so like you have to get off and he can't get off, if you want to play with that and like, just see how long you can kind of keep him horny. But, if you want to suck a guy's dick, you're not prude. So talk about how you want to suck that dick.
I love that you're going from 0 to 60 because some people are like, I'm so wet right now. I'm thinking about you. Like I'm thinking about you.
Yeah, but that's lame. So is everyone. We're all wet right now.
We're all wet. Exactly. So you have to get into the details.
Tell me more about it. Why is your wetness different from the other wetness?
But if you've never talked dirty and you're a beginner and you're sexting someone to be like, I want you to spread my pussy lips open and taste my juices might be a little too, Joanna, you've been doing this long. You probably can't, it's hard to scroll back to like starting.
But like, if you've had oral sex before, like describe what's going on in your head.
I'm just thinking about my listeners. What has helped me is to write about my sexual experiences and then go there. Because then you've already written, like you said, writing your book. It just rolls off the top.
I'm telling you, I did that in the very first draft of my first book when I was like, and then he went down on me. And I remember my editor, which was so funny for me. I'm a porn star. I'm a porn star who's been gangbanged. I had been through many years of doing every kind of filthy act under the sun. And I have a woman who's an editor that like works at a publishing company in glasses and a skirt being like, you need to be more dirty. Do you know how weird that was for me?
You're like, I am dirty.
Yeah, I was like, who are you? You know, and then she wrote back this complete like school teacher looking woman that sits behind a desk and edits books for a living, not just sex books, but other books. She was like, here's how you should write this. And I was like, oh my Lord, you know, like, so I'm telling you, you kind of have to go from 0 to 60. Like there's really no middle ground when it comes to dirty talk. If you've given a blowjob before, like describe what you do when you suck a dick, you know, like you're not going to describe it as, and I sucked dick, like, or, and I gave a blowjob. Like,
I licked your shaft. I swallowed your cum.
Yeah. What did it taste like? Like what, you know, did you want it hard? Did you want it soft? And if you wanted it hard, why did you want it hard? Was like the blood rushing in your body that's saying more, you know, like, are you like grinding your crotch like against him because you just can't take it anymore? Like, I don't know, like these are feelings and thoughts that you already have. You just have to get them out on paper or in a cell phone or wherever.
That's it. I think you take the notes, practice on your phone, writing it. And then I love the idea also of using dirty talk and practicing with sexting, because then let's say there's something you want to try, you could just kind of test the waters there. Like maybe you want your partner to edge you. You want your partner to tease you. You could say, I picture, you know, you coming home and like I'm in, you know, you tie me up and you won't let me come. You just explain to them what you want in detail and you try it out. And then if it doesn't happen, then you know maybe they weren't into it. But it's a good way to communicate when you're not looking eye to eye with someone.
Yeah. But I think either you have that kind of relationship with someone or you don't.
But people prematurely sex because some people are just starting out and then you don't, because I know what you're saying. I've been in relationships where it's super dirty all the time like that. And then somewhere it's just not. And I probably need to be bringing it there. And I just am like, am I really invested in this relationship? But yeah, you just fucking go there. You could be the leader of it. There's no blueprint. Because they want it too, but no one knows how to do it. I hear from men, I hear from women.
But is that because of the dynamic you have with someone, or do you have, you know what I mean?
Well, here's the thing. I think you're absolutely right. I think sometimes we have this dynamic and your partner's like, I want you to talk dirty to me. I just said, I want to fuck you so hard. Now your turn. And you're like, well, I've never talked dirty. And they might not be giving you enough. Like they don't know what they want either. So I love the idea of people buying your book and when they read it to each other, the words come out of their mouth, and that's a practice. If you've never said any of these words, why do you think in the bedroom where you might not be the most confident or you might be a little nervous, think that you should all of a sudden be able to be the perfect dirty talker?
But there's two different kinds. I mean, the dirty talking with sexting is way more descriptive. Dirty talk in the bedroom is just like, I mean, I don't really say that much during sex other than fuck me. Oh God, that feels good. Like fuck me harder. You know, like.
I know. That's what I've defaulted to.
Talk in the bedroom is just whatever comes to your brain, you know, and then it really will sound stupid if it's not natural to you. But dirty talk and sexting is like you're telling a story.
You're telling a story. Think of it like a story. And I love that of breaking down a sexual experience that you had with this person or that you want to have in the future and get descriptive, get dirty, whatever that means to you.
Yeah. That is sometimes like the tense, like you have to act like it's happening right now, you know? And then I want you to do this and do this. And like, now fuck me. Now give me your cock and do this. Like, if you really are sexting, like you are having sex.
Right.
You know, you're not like, I want you to do this. It's like, get in the moment where the two of you are like, okay, now take your hand and put it on my this. Okay, now do this. Now shove me this. Like, if you're really sexting,
you're in the moment. Yeah, exactly. It's happening. It is on. It is on. Oh my God, exactly. And then you're describing it. You're in it together. And then when you see each other again, it's kind of like it's sort of like foreplay. I always like foreplay all day. Like what a great way to like build up. Then you know when you see each other, you'll be so that much more turned on. And it also helps to masturbate while you're actually be doing the thing. So you're in that mindset. You're like, I am turned on and wet right now, and I'm going to go there. It helps fuel your fantasy life for sure, or build it. What about role playing? Do you ever do any of that?
I love role playing. I mean, I think it's so much fun. I think it's especially fun for women.
Give me some tips for that real quickly.
We love to buy clothes, and this is an excuse to buy like different clothes to wear in the bedroom. Like it's awesome.
I love it too. Here's one question we'll do really quickly. This is from Miranda, 28 in the UK. Any tips on dirty talk? This turns my partner on so much, but I find I get totally tongue-tied. I feel instantly nervous and self-conscious. I find it hard to vocalize despite being a very sexually experimental and open person. Why is talking in the moment so hard? You might feel awkward at first, but you just kind of do it and then practice in the shower. Practice when you're alone. Practice when you're going for a run.
Just start by like moaning, you know? Like some people are just too nervous to even like moan. You know, a lot of times things just come out like.
They do. If you're not moaning, I love it. Start with moaning because there's some of it so self-conscious. If you're not making noise in the bedroom, like walk before you run. Start to moan. Some women don't. I think that they're self-conscious of that as well. And they go back to doing your own handiwork, masturbation, I think. Because then you could practice when you're masturbating. Practice all of this when you're masturbating and when you're alone first. So you don't feel so she doesn't feel so nervous and self-conscious.
Yeah.
It's like you practice your lines before do you practice your lines before you do a porn?
Well, of course. Yeah.
So there you go. This is like that. You guys were like performing something. Know it ahead of time.
Yeah.
Yeah, Joanna.
But also it's okay, you know, like you can have good sex without dirty talking. And actually, I think too much dirty talk can be weird.
Yeah, I think that people are thinking that they just have to say something that's perfect. And literally it can be like, fuck me harder. That feels so good.
Yeah.
Your cock's so awesome. That's why I think also in the moment, just describe what you want.
Yeah.
Describe what it feels like.
Yeah.
That's what you do in the moment. And then sexting, you get to tell your own erotic adventure.
Yeah.
Like your book, Joanna.
Yeah. It's happening. Yes.
It's all happening.
Make something happen.
Then it becomes like fun. Like when I'm with someone in it, it's like, it's exciting. It's fun. It's a thrill. It's magical. And you get turned you on. You're creating your own erotica that's going to turn you on. And then you go back and read it. This is what I always say, foreplay all day, keep sex top of mind, because people just don't think about sex. They're busy, they're working, they're stressed out, and they get in the bedroom, they're like, oh, now I have to perform. But this is such a great way to keep it going all the time when you're not with your partner.
Yeah.
I love it. Thank you, Joanna. This was super helpful. I'm glad you dropped in, Joanna Angel.
Oh, good, I'm glad.
And I love your, I
I'm
can't
glad
wait.
you enjoyed the book.
I really did. Yeah, absolutely. We all did. Thank you, Joanna. They can find you at Joanna Angel everywhere.
Yeah. Just Joanna Angel on Instagram, Joanna Angel on Twitter. If you wanna sext with me, sign up for my OnlyFans.
There you go. They could just sex with you and learn. I love this, Joanna.
Yeah.
Thank you for being here.
Thank
so good to see you.
Thank you,
Have a great
everyone.
night. Buy the book, Club 42. We'll be right back after a quick message from our sponsors, so don't go away.
So when was the last time you needed to go to a doctor, but you pushed it off? You know, made the excuse that you're too busy or it'll heal on its own or that you don't really need help. All the excuses. Trust me, I do the same thing. But let's be real. If you're not feeling your best, whether it's like a weird rash, a persistent cough, or maybe there's like this mystery ache, it can totally affect your sex life. I mean, who's in the mood for intimacy when you're Googling, is this normal at 2 a.m.? Well, that's where Zocdoc comes in. And let me tell you, it's a game changer. So Zocdoc is a free app and website where you search and compare high quality in your network doctors, and then you just click and you instantly book an appointment. So you can feel your best right away. You can filter for specialists you need, like primary care, mental health, dermatologists, even OBGYNs. Zocdoc makes it so easy. To get started, all you do is search by your insurance, your location, and availability. Most appointments are within 24 to 72 hours, and sometimes even same day. I've used Zocdoc myself, so whether it's for your body, your mind, your sex life, let's be honest, your sex life impacts everything. If you have a doctor who gets you, this is a confidence booster. So stop putting off those doctor appointments and go to Zocdoc.com/Emily to find and instantly book a top-rated doctor today. That's ZocDoc.com/Emily. Zocdoc.com/Emily.
Valentine's Day is right around the corner. I know, I can't believe it either. But let me tell you, nothing sets the mood like a good bottle of wine. But standing in a store trying to pick out which wine to drink, not really romantic. So skip the last minute grocery store panic and do this the easy way with Naked Wines. They deliver incredible small batch wines made by independent winemakers straight to your door. So you're always ready for date night, girls' night, or even a night solo. So how do they do it?
While Naked Wine connects winemakers and wine drinkers directly, allowing for vineyard to your door delivery up to 60% off what you'd pay in store. By cutting out the traditional retail middleman costs and markups, winemakers can pass those savings on to you without skimping on quality. I've been rating the wine after I get it, and each shipment to me gets better and better. Plain and simple, the wine from Naked Wines is amazing. And I love that I can pick it ahead of time and then it arrives and then I don't have to think about going shopping for wine. Naked Wines has been around for over 15 years and funds over 90% of independent winemakers around the world. With no commitments or membership fees, you could enjoy Naked Wines hassle-free. So get prepared for Valentine's Day and join the Naked Wines community. Head to nakedwines.com/SWE, click enter voucher and put in my code SWE for both the code and password for 6 bottles of wine for just $39.99 with shipping included. That's $100 off your first 6 bottles at nakedwines.com/SWE and use the code and password SWE for 6 bottles of wine for $39.99. Happy Valentine's Day.
All right, so I listened back to the episode and I realized a lot of you are just starting out with dirty talk. Those are the questions I get. And Joanna had so many great points, but I know where you're at, I know where I've been, and I wanted to give you some steps to build on here. So let's start with sexting. So many of us find dirty talk difficult. And so if our partners ever said, talk dirty to me, we're not exactly sure what they mean. Do you want a fantasy scenario? Do you want it to be like carefully crafted? You've never done it before. So I say walk before you run. Sexting is really fun for many reasons. It is personal. You get to decide what you want to say. It can also be great to sort of plant the seed for something you want later or testing out a fantasy. So there's different kinds of sexts. One, think about it this way. It's sort of a preview. I'm going to tear your clothes off the second you get in the door. Or I've got a surprise waiting for you. I'm going to make you beg for it. My clothes are coming off the second you get home. So this is, anticipation. This is building the arousal. Another kind of sext is a request. I want you. So what do you think about when you're touching yourself? I wish you were inside me right now. I really want to make you come. Okay, so that's like a request. You could say, tonight I'm in charge. Tonight I have a surprise for you. I'm going to be wearing something sexy. And then another kind is things that you fantasize about. Because again, not only is this hot, but it's also sort of planting a seed because maybe it's, my partner doesn't go down on me that much. So I'm going to say, I get so turned on when I think of you going down on me. Or it's so hot to think about you tying me up and spanking me. Or maybe you're into like a fantasy where you're dominated. You could say, I did something really bad. You might have to spank me. Maybe you saw something together, a movie, and you could be like, that scene was so hot the way they were, he had sex with her in the elevator. You could even just refer to something. A lot of people refer to the podcast. You could say, I was listening to this podcast today, and I was thinking how hot it would be if you came over here and tied me up. Just plant the seeds. And then there's the teasing, okay? There's a teasing text. I'm so wet right now. I just got out of the shower. I can't wait for you to see the underwear I'm wearing. I'm so turned on right now. You can't have me right now, but wait till tomorrow. Teasing. And then this is a great one. Refer to something that happened to you in the past. We can all do that, right? I keep thinking about when you were inside me, how hot that was. Remember the time that we had sex for 3 hours and you made me come so hard? I can't stop thinking about last night. I want you to do that same thing you did with your tongue next time I see you. You getting it? So you're just reliving something. You don't even have to make it up. These happened. And then compliments. Love compliments. Many of us do. Who doesn't like a compliment? You feel so good inside me. I love how you make me feel. It's just, I cannot wait to see you. The anticipation is just killing me. I can't get enough of you, right? So you don't have to be so filthy. You're planting the seed, right? You're letting them know what you think and how you feel. Because let's be honest, don't you want to know that your partner desires you? Isn't that one of the hottest things, to know that your partner's thinking about you? Here's the other thing. If you get stuck in sext and you don't know what to say, your partner sexts you something, you could say, well, what else are you going to do? What comes next? Or you can just say, that's such a turn on. Or, I love when you talk like that. Tell me everything. And then see where it goes from there. So dirty talk does not have to be like super, XXX, filthy, all those things. It could just be like, wait till you see me and you see what I'm wearing for you. That just might be enough inspiration and planting the seed for what comes next. Okay, let's talk about dirty talk in the bedroom. You don't want to disrespect your partner. You don't know, how they're going to feel about certain words. So kind of leave things in the bedroom. Just because something happens in the bedroom doesn't mean it has to happen in public. And also, I think you got to be careful with the words that you use too. I don't think you want to go right to slut and bitch and all these things. Unless your partner, it's like everything. You want to start slow and then you want to escalate it. This does take practice. I've said this. And that's why sexting is kind of fun, because sexting is sort of a precursor. It's like less embarrassing to write something down than to say it straight to their face. So that's why just saying like, how good was our sex last night? I can't stop thinking about having sex with you. I'm going to take matters into my own hands tonight when you're not around. So when we get into the bed, I love the idea of just making sure that you're comfortable making noise and moaning. You can increase the intensity of your moans. You can practice when you're masturbating, making noise. But when you're in bed together, you don't have to go totally filthy. You can say, I'm watching you disappear inside me. It's so sexy. So this way you're describing what's happening in the moment. You could even say to your partner, tell me what you want to do to me, right? Now, if your partner looks shocked, you could just laugh, right? Listen, I want to acknowledge that this is awkward. It could be uncomfortable, but you're not going to offend a partner. You could just say, oh God, I was so turned on. I never want to offend you. You can also try it in public. You could just like whisper in your partner's ear and say, something like, I can't wait till we get home. I'm already really wet right now, and just kind of lean back and see what they say to that. And don't worry if it sounds cheesy. Like dirty talk is it's a little out there. And it's okay to read erotica or watch porn or, write down stuff that has made you feel hot and sexy. Write your own erotica about the last time you were together. And listen, if your partner says something again that you don't like, maybe they use a word you don't like. You're like, I don't want to be called bitch. You could say after, you know what? That was hot. I like talking dirty. But when you call me a bitch, that doesn't feel great. But do you want to try blank? And then you get to give them examples of what they want to fill in. And just know that, again, just start slow. You have your whole life to have sex with your partner or with someone else. So remember this, in bed, how are you feeling? You could say something like, I love when you touch me like that. Your skin feels so good against my skin. I love to taste you. I love when you taste me. Oh, it feels so good when you're touching me everywhere. I love how your tongue feels. And then you could also tell them what you want to do to them. I'm going to tear your clothes off. I'm going to have my way with you. I'm going to make you come so hard. What do you want me to do? I'm up for anything. Tonight, I'm going to kiss every inch of your body. I've been thinking about what you're going to do to me all day long. Then you can tell them what you want them to do to you. Tonight, I want you to take control. I've always wanted someone to spank me. So I just want you guys to know that it can just be very descriptive. Something that you're feeling, something that's happened in the past, something you want to happen in the future. But don't beat yourself up if you don't know exactly what to say. If you're new to sex, you're new to dirty talk, you've never really thought about it in these terms, you're just sort of present, that's all fine. There's some growing pains. Maybe it'll be awkward, practice in the shower, but I want you to have fun with it, because I promise you, like everything else, once you do it, you get used to it, and it'll just be like, you won't even overthink it. It'll be like riding a bike. Dirty talk will be like, you're like, I can't help it. It's just coming out of my mouth. All right, so giving you a range here, Let me know if this works for you. Send me any of your questions, feedback@sexwithemily.com. Okay, so Megan is our call screener. You get to talk to Megan when you call in with your questions. And she's amazing. So we get on the Zoom as we do, and she said her roommate has a dating question. I said, well, let's bring her on. So their adorable faces now are together,
And she's a question. Hi.
Hi.
Tell me about, hi.
Okay, so I'm Sally. I'm from Tennessee. Megan and I live together in California.
How old are you?
Oh, 24. So sorry.
Okay, 24. Got it. No. Okay,
Yes.
Tell me everything, Sally.
I went on my first Hinge date a few nights ago, which was really big for me because I've always wanted to go on a dating app date, just never did. I've been on dating apps for a while. So I took the plunge because he just felt like the right guy to go on a date with, like very much my type. He was very kind. So basically we matched on a Monday morning. And by the end of that day, he had asked me out for drinks. We were going out for drinks Tuesday night, like very fast turnaround, which was really big for me to go on a date. Also that quick of a turnaround, kind of wild. But so a little bit of context, when he messaged me, he liked a photo and he sent a comment that you can do on Hinge where you can like send a little message. And he said that he actually followed me on social media because I have like a little bit of a social media following. And so I was like, oh, so he very much knows who I am, like knows probably way too much about me. This is kind of cringy, embarrassing, but he obviously like likes my sense of humor, like knows who I am. Great. And again, he was my type too. So we messaged, we decided to meet up for drinks. So we went out Tuesday night and it was very natural, like no awkward pauses, very easy conversation. And the day after we like texted a little bit. When we first started texting before the date, we both had red receipts on and we both acknowledged it, like very much like, oh, you have red receipts. Like, that's funny. And he was like, oh, I do too. Like we talked about it. And I was like, oh, I love red receipts because it's just good to be upfront. Like, but then, so we both had red receipts on, but he left me on delivered, which means that he has like that one little red number notification that's just sitting there that he hasn't deliberately opened it. And it's been 48 hours. And so I'm just like, what's this game? Like, just leave me on red. I don't get it. Like, is the notification just sitting there?
That is, I just feel like I just got left on red.
Confused.
That is confusing. Unless he's in the hospital or something happened, not your guy probably. Here's the thing. He could come back around and say, oh my God, sorry, this week was so crazy, but you've known him for 3 days and all the things, all the open red receipts. And then the day after, I had this happen with a friend last week. She went out with the guy. She met him that night. She didn't hear from him. Something happened. And she was like, spent 3 days. What's wrong with me? Why did this happen? Why did this happen? So there's this saying that it takes about half the time you dated someone to get over that. Like we're talking long. You dated for 6 months. Maybe it'll take you 3 months. You went out with him for 90 minutes or 2 hours. And so I don't want this guy to take up more time than he already has with you because I love that you got on the app and maybe he'll come back around. Maybe his phone broke. Maybe he's in the hospital. Maybe something happened. He had to fly back home, but it's weird. Like we'll never know. We will never know what it is. Maybe he's dating other people. Maybe who knows? He just like, I want to go out there. She seems really fun. Maybe he got back together with his ex. But you didn't do anything. You didn't say anything. You showed up authentically yourself. And what I love about this is he's your guy because he got you. Like he saw me. He got my TikTok. This is who I am. Keep bringing you on all your dates, wherever I'm telling you, I can't imagine what you would have done anyway. And usually the things that we think we did, it's not even about that. I might have done something so horrible. I'm like, oh my God, I had food in my teeth the whole time and he didn't call. And like, sure enough, no, if he does it, it's something totally different. It's never what we're worried about. We won't know. And I'd love you to like start swiping again right now, It's because I have no idea, right? But also you have to tell us, obviously, if you do hear from him, because I'm invested now. What's going to happen?
Of course, I'll let you know.
But what do you think? But tell me what you think happened. What's been going through your head? I just circumvented that you might have been obsessing about it and worried and wondering. And what I say, was it what I wore? Was it because we've all been there?
I've been trying to like put myself like in his shoes. And I think it could be a few things. Like I think he could be dating around. He could have, like you said, gotten back with an ex or talking to other girls. I don't know. Like maybe he just matched with me. He's been following me for a while and he's like, his friends and him, they were like, oh, this is cool. Like go meet this girl. Like, even though you've been like talking to this other girl, when whatever, it's an experience.
Let's just assume this is just for you. This is for everybody. Assume they are dating around. Just know they are because they met you on an app. No matter what it's at, if you meet someone, they're swiping and I have a lot of friends who've been in the apps when they're in the quest to find someone, or some people just want to sleep around and they like, some people are on the like one date a night track. Some people, I have an ex who's one of my dear friends now who used to date, like he was so OCD about dating that like he would have 4 a night, sometimes 3 a night. And then he'd have like a list to remember their names. I want that for you too.
But for you, it was like it was your first one and you haven't dated on an app before. And so it always is hard the first time. And it's probably what's going to happen again. And then you're going to do it to somebody, but maybe you'll be cool about it. You'll be like, hey, that was really fun, but you know what? I'm not feeling it. He might be playing it cool, but do you want to date someone who's playing it cool and put you on not read receipt for 2 days? Because this will be the relationship. This is when I say the issues you have in the third date or first date you have are forever, this is it.
Yeah, no, I definitely don't want someone that's playing it cool. But I also think, like you were just saying, this is my first time getting in. Like, I was telling a friend about it, and she was like, welcome to the game. Like, it's the best and the worst. And like, I'm just happy to be in the game. That was my first dating app date, and now I'm in the game. So happy to be here.
Let's celebrate the goddamn game. You put your foot in there, you're doing it, and you're going to put yourself out there. And then it becomes fun. Then you get it. You're like, oh, I get it. Okay, whatever. On to the next. But I try to be upfront with people now and just say, hey, it was great, or, would love to see you again. And I'm like, yeah, that was fun, but I just didn't feel there was like a romantic vibe, but thanks for drinks. But I've had times where I have probably in the past ghosted. I'm not proud of that, but years ago. And so I just recommend we're honest with each other.
That's it for today's episode. Thanks for listening to Sex with Emily, and be sure to like, subscribe, and give us a review wherever you listen to the podcast, and share this with a friend or a partner. You can find me on Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, Twitter, or X, and Facebook. It's all at Sex with Emily. Oh, and I've been told I give really good email, so sign up on sexwithemily.com, and while you're there, check out my free guides and articles for more ways to prioritize your pleasure. And if you'd like to ask me about your sex life, dating, or relationships, call my hotline, 559-TALK-SEX. That's 559-825-5739, or just go to sexwithemily.com/askemily. Was it good for you? Email me, feedback@sexwithemily.com.